Hello, and welcome to Make a Difference, the show about how volunteers are making a difference every day here in Montgomery County. I'm your host, Lorraine Driscoll. Today, we'll be talking about Stepping Stones Shelter, which has been providing shelter for families with children for more than 30 years. It started as a faith-based initiative in Gaithersburg and has been in operation since 1982, longer than any other family shelter in Montgomery County. With the help of volunteers, Stepping Stones provides emergency shelter for families who find themselves in a crisis situation, whether that's due to medical costs, the loss of a job, the loss of a family member, rising rents, or another very difficult challenge. Please stay tuned to learn more about how Stepping Stones Shelter helps families and about how community members like you can volunteer to help these families feel more comfortable and supported. But first, please take a look at some of the other volunteer opportunities available in our community. We'll be back shortly. Welcome back to Make a Difference. I'm your host, Lorraine Driscoll. Joining us is Sarah Ritchie-Helmuth and Evelyn Lopez of Stepping Stones Shelter. We're here to talk about your wonderful organization, what you do, and how people in the community can lend a hand with your mission. Thank you both for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
For starters, could you please each tell us how you came to Stepping Stone Shelter and what is your role there, how you help folks at Stepping Stones?
Well, my name is Evelyn Lopez, and I'm a case manager at Stepping Stone Shelter. I also am an outreach coordinator for the shelter.
And what does that mean?
So as a case manager, I work directly with the families. I help with the service providing. I work with the families for the 30 days that they're there in shelter. As an outreach coordinator, I also work with the post-shelter families. So the families that leave Stepping Stones, we continue our services with them just to make sure that they continue in their path to stability.
Cool. And Sarah?
I'm the community engagement manager, which means I work with the volunteers. I also help the shelter secure in-kind donations, and often those two tasks kind of go hand in hand. And I came to the shelter because I loved the opportunity to be involved with the population that it's serving and also working in the community and kind of bringing those two pieces together.
Great, great. And where's the shelter located?
Well, the shelter is located in Rockville. Stepping Stones, before becoming a shelter in 1982, in 1912, it was a farm full of animals and land, and it belonged to the Dawson's family. Then in 1982, it then became a family shelter.
Cool. And can you've described a little bit of the services that you provide, but can you describe the range of services that Stepping Stone Shelter provides for the families who come there?
Absolutely. At Stepping Stones, we work with the families with our employment counselors. We work with them in financial planning. We also work with them as far as if they need to reach out for assistance in Montgomery County Public Schools for their children. We work with the counselors. We work with therapists. And so there's a wide range of services that we provide at the shelter that we just want to make sure while the families are in shelter that we can help them as much as possible before they then leave.
And then you mentioned post-shelter. What are the range of services you offer after people?
In post-shelter, once our families leave from Stepping Stones, we continue the services up to 3 years after they leave. So that means for back to school, we help the families by providing the children backpacks and school supplies. For Thanksgiving and Christmas, we have wonderful volunteers that come together and do Thanksgiving drives and Christmas drives just to continue to help our families in the shelter and our families that are in our post-shelter program.
Terrific, terrific. And can you tell me what sorts of problems, challenges happen to families that lead them to Stepping Stones?
A wide range, but it's the common misconception that a lot of people a lot of the questions that we get are, do you get the families off the street, or do they just come if they're homeless, and there is a process in Montgomery County where if a family is homeless, they go to emergency services. Then from emergency services,
And is that a county or
yes.
is private? That's
county,
Okay.
yes, Montgomery County.
Okay.
And then from there, they go temporarily into a motel, which is provided by the county as well. And then once there's a opening in one of the 3 shelters in Montgomery County, they go into one of those 3 family shelters.
Okay.
And then from there, that's where we work with the family. We look at their needs. Are the parents employed? Do the kids need childcare? Are they in school? So those are a lot of the beginning services that we work with the families once they arrive. And then towards their time there, we look at their mental health. Do they need therapy? Do the children need therapy? It is a very traumatic time,
Right.
so we try to make sure that we're not only supportive to the parents, but to the children as well.
Right. And what are some of the circumstances that people find themselves in? What are some of the things that happen to people that take away their security, their housing
A
security?
lot of them have been laid off of their job. They lose employment. A death in a family. It could have been maybe the father was the provider and he has an illness. He dies, and so the mother can't continue with the payments.
Right.
We have educated mothers that once they move into the area and they get a job, but somehow they lose the job, they can't make the payments, and so it's a lot of just life just happens
Right.
for these families, and so as I said, a lot of the misconceptions are that it's just drugs or alcohol or substance abuse, but in reality for a lot of our families, life just happens.
Right. Wow. Well, thank you so much. And Sarah, I want to turn to you. What are some of the ways that volunteers can help Stepping Stones achieve its mission of helping these families?
It's quite a range. So we have volunteers that provide their services on site, and those things range from being part of the tutoring program for the children, being part of childcare in the evenings. We also need some of those behind-the-scenes workers that come during our daytime hours and help us with cleaning and organizing and making sure that all of our storage spaces are well stocked, and helping us organize those spaces. And then we also have.
And I'm sorry. What hours when people come and help clean? When is that daytime or evening?
So we have volunteers that come Monday through Friday between 9 and 4.
Okay.
The only volunteer opportunities that are outside of that time frame are childcare and tutoring, which is in the evenings. Childcare is from 7 to 8:30, and then tutoring's from 6:30 to 8:30.
Okay.
So,
And so, I'm sorry, I'm jumping around here, but so for the evening, so let's say for the evening shifts, can students get student service learning hours for those?
Yes, whether a student wanted to volunteer during the day, I guess in the summer, or in the evening, they can get SSL hours for that.
Okay. And so in the evening, you said tutoring or childcare?
Our tutoring is kind of something that's closed, and so we recruit specifically for that because we want people that have a
the
background in early childhood education.
Okay.
But for childcare, we welcome anyone to put in an application for that because we have quite a mix of people that come for childcare.
And are you looking for just different people every night, or sort of consistent volunteers? What's
we
your
do
hope?
ask that it's a 4-month commitment, and
Okay.
that the volunteer signs up for about 3 evenings throughout the whole month. And so that way the children that are in childcare can kind of start recognizing familiar faces. And that's really important. So I have like a married couple that comes every Monday night, and it's really great to see that they recognize the faces of the children, and
Right.
the children recognize them, and that relationship is really important. So we do ask that it's regular and not sporadic.
Right,
So.
right. And then for the daytime, so you said there's some, in addition to the childcare, which can be adults or students, what did you say the age is for?
They just need to be 16 or older.
16 or older.
We do
okay.
if you do want to volunteer as a child care volunteer and you're younger than 16, we just ask that you come with a parent, and then that can just be a separate discussion that we have with that
for
volunteer.
younger high school kids, but still high school.
Yes.
Okay. And then for the Monday through Friday 9 to 4, I think I heard you say you need people to help with cleaning.
Yes.
Okay.
So that's
and
one
that's
of
sort
the
of
behind the scenes jobs.
come run a vacuum at somebody else's house.
Yeah,
which
pretty
is
much.
different.
Yeah.
It's not as boring, I would think.
Yes, and
For
also
me.
we get so many donations. A big our number one donation, I would say, is probably clothing, which is good. And so we have a clothing closet where we keep a lot of those things upstairs. So we need different workers to come and help organize, the clothing, figure out what to keep, help us put it away. And then that same sort of job for other donations that we get that we want to keep. We have different storage spaces for different kinds of things.
And so I think I heard you say in the summer that could be students.
Yes, we have a lot of students in the summer.
And then in the school year, who does that tend to be?
It tends to be older, retired people that do have spare time. They're looking for a way to give back. Someone that maybe doesn't have that 9-to-5 kind of job. I have someone that kind of works from home, so they can plan around that. So it's not as many students during the school year.
And can people come in groups with friends, or can they show up and meet somebody there?
We do want to know who's coming, so you can't necessarily show up and tack on to part of a group. Our process is that you fill out an application, you send it in to us.
On the website?
Yes, once we have the application, then we can invite them to an orientation, and then they come, kind of learn a little more about what we do and what sort of volunteer opportunities there are, and then we match their skills with something that they want to do at the shelter.
Okay.
So
and while we're at it, can you tell me your website address?
Sure, it's steppingstoneshelter.org.
Okay. And the phone number?
301-251-0567.
Okay. All right. Just so people can find you and volunteer. And what do you enjoy most about working with volunteers at Stepping Stone?
I love figuring out what the skills of the volunteer are and figuring out and tapping into their creativity actually and figuring out how they want to use those skills to give back to the shelter. So it's really great to kind of figure that out.
Find a good match.
Yeah.
And what do you sense the volunteers like most?
I would say the volunteers like those jobs that they know are directly impacting the resident or they're physically working with the resident. So I get really great comments from the child care workers, also from the tutors as well. A lot of them are using their skills. For instance, a lot of them are retired preschool, elementary school teachers, and they really like using those skills for something else.
I agree. I think something that I've heard the most since being at Stepping Stone since 2013 have been the children. Just the volunteers love the interaction with the children and the teenagers because, again, we get different family dynamics and different family sizes, different ages, and so the volunteers, when it comes to the teenagers and kids, it's
really
it's a lot of fun. It's dynamic.
Cool. And you also mentioned a reverse yard sale people can do to gather materials to help you guys.
Yes.
And that would be on your website as well, correct?
Yes, that was kind of a creative thing that someone came up with, and we've had a lot of creative ideas, and the one you're talking about is someone in their neighborhood put out flyers for a reverse yard sale. They had people in their neighborhood drop off items that were part of our urgent needs list, and we put out one of those lists every month so people know what sort of things we really, really need that month. And he helped us collect those items by having people drop them off in his yard, and then he brought them to us. And we've had other groups do really creative things. We had a congregation do Sudsy Sunday, and every member of the congregation brought a cleaning supply, which are things that we go through very, very quickly at the shelter.
Awesome. Well, I'm sorry that's all the time we have, but thank you so much for joining us and telling us about Stepping Stone Shelter and all the volunteer opportunities, and I bet people will be very interested to join. It sounds like a really great organization.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, we've been talking today with Sarah Ritchie-Helmuth and Evelyn Lopez of Stepping Stone Shelter about volunteer opportunities with their organization. For more information about volunteering with Stepping Stone Shelter, please contact them at 301-251-0567 or visit their website at www.steppingstoneshelter.org. And remember, as a volunteer, you can make a difference.
So, I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. It's like, hello, that's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.